Hello, my name is Soren and today we are going to see what are the 6 best investments you can make. When figuring out how to invest money, it's best to start with the basics. I'm sure any financial advisor will agree with that. These basics include setting the goal of your investments and determining where to invest money to best achieve your goal. When you invest money, what you are doing is either buying a portion or a company or a commodity with the belief that the value of that company will grow over time. Don't forget, investing is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but rather a way to consistently grow the wealth you already have. Here are the 6 best investments you can make. Number 6. Gold. Possessing gold in the form of jewelry has its own concerns such as safety and high cost. Then there's the making charges, which typically range between 6 to 14% of the cost of gold, and may go as high as 25% in case of special designs. For those who would want to buy gold coins, there's still an option. Many banks sell gold coins nowadays. An alternate way of owning gold is via paper gold. Investment in paper gold is more cost-effective and can be done through gold ETFs. Such investment, buying and selling, happens on a stock exchange with gold as the underlying asset. Investing in sovereign gold bonds is another option to own paper gold. An investor can also invest via gold mutual funds. Of all the ways to invest in gold, the riskiest is trading futures or options contracts, a form of speculative investing. Futures and options are derivatives, meaning their value is based entirely on the price of an underlying asset. People who choose to invest in gold via options or futures contracts need to actively monitor their holdings so they can sell, roll over or exercise their options before they expire worthless. In addition, each of these options includes a certain degree of leverage, or debt by default, so investors who overuse them and experience market losses can see their losses mount quickly. Number 5. Mutual funds. Mutual funds are one of the most popular investment options these days. Rather than buying a single stock, mutual funds enable you to buy a basket of stocks in one purchase. The stocks in a mutual fund are typically chosen and managed by a mutual fund manager. These are an excellent investment option for individual investors to get exposure to an expert-managed portfolio. Also, you can diversify your portfolio by investing in mutual funds as the asset allocation would cover several instruments. Investors would be allocated with fund units based on the amount they invest. The main intention of the fund manager is to provide optimum returns to investors by investing in securities that are in sync with the fund's objectives. The performance of mutual funds is dependent on the underlying assets. But here is the kicker. These mutual fund managers charge a percentage-based fee when you invest in their mutual fund. Most of the time, this fee makes it difficult for investors to beat the market when they invest in mutual funds. Also, most mutual fund investors don't actually ever beat the stock market. Number 4. Royalties. Royalties are payments that buy the right to use intellectual property or physical assets owned by the licensor. For example, software giant Microsoft invented the Windows operating system for personal computers as a means of managing files and performing operations. Computer manufacturers such as IBM and Compaq pay a royalty to Microsoft in exchange for being allowed to use the Windows operating system in their computers. But how can you invest in royalties? Actually, there is a marketplace named the Royalty Exchange, where you can bid on royalties in many industries such as music, film, TV, books, solar energy, intellectual property and more. You pay a 2.5% buyer premium and another 2.5% for the management and payout of your royalty stream. If you are interested in this type of investment, I will let the link in the description. Musicians occasionally sell all or part of the royalties for their songs and albums, and investors can bid on them on several online marketplaces. Once you win a bid on a royalty, you will receive the royalty checks whenever that song is played. Many pension funds are turning to royalties as a way to increase their yields. Other industries have opportunities to buy royalties. The oil and gas industry sells royalty rights through oil and gas royalty trusts. Many startups and small businesses are funded through royalty deals where the investor gets a percentage of the revenues that are coming in. 3. Stock market. The most common and one of the most beneficial place for an investor to put their money is into the stock market. When you buy a stock, you will own a small portion of the company you bought into. When the company profits, they may pay you a portion of those profits in dividends based on how many shares of stock you own. The stock market serves two very important purposes. The first is to provide capital to companies that they can use to fund and expand their businesses. If a company issues 1 million shares of stock that initially sell for $10 a share, then that provides the company with $10 million of capital that it can use to grow its business. By offering stock shares instead of borrowing the capital needed for expansion, the company avoids incurring debt and paying interest charges on that debt. The secondary purpose the stock market serves is to give investors, those who purchase stocks, the opportunity to share in the profits of these companies. They can profit from stock buying in one of two ways. Some stocks pay regular dividends. These represent a given amount of money per share of stock someone owns. The other way investors can profit from buying stocks is by selling their stock for a profit if the stock price increases from their purchase price. For example, if an investor buys shares of a company's stock at $10 a share and the price of the stock subsequently rises to $15 a share, the investor can realize a 50% profit on their investment by selling their shares. You don't have to officially become an investor to invest in the stock market. For the most part, it is open to anyone. And after you purchase your first investment, you will join the ranks of investors around the world who are using the stock market to build long-term wealth. But before you do this, it's critical to learn what the stock market is, how it works, and a few introductory investment strategies. If you are interested in this type of investment, I will let a link in the description with the platform that I personally recommend for beginners. You can open a demo account and start learning more about trading stocks. 2. Real estate. Simply stated, when investing in real estate, the goal is to put money to work today and allow it to increase so that you have more money in the future. The profit, or return, you make on your investments must be enough to cover the risk you take, taxes you pay, and the other costs of owning the real estate, such as utilities, regular maintenance, and insurance. Real estate investing for the beginner can really be as conceptually simple as playing Monopoly, once you understand the basic factors of the investment, economics, and risk. To win, you buy properties and generate rent so that you can buy even more properties. In addition to property types, there are three main ways to make money from real estate investments. So we all know that real estate is part of a well-balanced investment portfolio, so let's start with number 1. This is going to be pretty self-explanatory, and I'm gonna call this the traditional route. What I mean by traditional is pretty much just acquiring a piece of investment property yourself. This could either be a piece of land that's waiting to be developed, it could be a single-family home. It just depends on how much experience and capital you have. So number 2, I'm sure you've heard of, we call these REITs. What REITs stands for is real estate investment trusts. These were created to give the everyday investor access to a more prestigious or difficult to break into asset class, which is typically commercial real estate. So, REITs are almost always comprised of commercial real estate such as shopping malls, strip malls. REITs historically pay pretty high dividends as well, so this is an asset class that you may be interested in if you want to realize that passive income from dividends. And number 3, this is my least favorite way of making money, even though you can make a lot of money in real estate doing this, and that's house flipping. This means acquiring a property and selling it at a much higher rate. So, there's a lot of ways that you can acquire off-market deals or acquire deals that you know have potential and a lot of upside. But flipping houses is risky. It can be very lucrative if you have the proper team and systems in place. However, in my opinion, it can be a very effective way to invest in real estate. Now we are talking about the most important investment that you can make in your life. And this is you. Investing in yourself may be the most profitable investment you ever make. It yields not only future returns, but often a current payoff as well. The surest way to achieve a better quality life, to be successful, productive, and satisfied is to place a priority on investing in both personal and professional growth. The effort you put into consistently investing in yourself plays a large role in determining the quality of your life now and in the future. One of the most common ways to invest in yourself is to start reading. Have you ever walked into someone's home and not seen a single book? It's scary. I would rather see furniture made from the human skin than no books. I don't even believe it matters so much what you read. Sure, some things might be more beneficial than others, but I think the act itself is what will improve your mind. Another way to invest your time is by developing your skills. Improving your skills doesn't always mean investing in higher education, though that's surely an option, and perhaps a necessary one depending upon your career field. Investing in your knowledge and skills can take many forms. In addition, expanding your level of knowledge and skill isn't limited to the business arena and doesn't necessarily need to be formal. There are many skill investment avenues. Investing in yourself truly makes a difference in your life, your well-being, and your ability to thrive and perform to the best of your ability. Your future is in large part determined by your willingness and ability to invest in yourself now. That's all for today. If you have any investment projects, let me know in the comments. Please hit the like button, that will help us with the YouTube algorithm. And make sure to subscribe this channel for more content like this. Thank you.